You're coming with me, my friend. Out that way. No, not too far. Too far, and then we will launch ourselves on this unsuspecting victim. Scoliosis 101.
U12 just dropped a couple of days ago, and with it probably the greatest conceivable invention a group of humans were ever able to achieve, and that invention was this. Myself, just like many other people who play this game, have been waiting for this specific update for around roughly the time the game was created, maybe even the very first second it was published onto Steam, but it's finally here, and that's all that matters. We now have an extra way to work through the dungeons and brutally kill things without any sign of remorse, whilst we continue down the path of telling ourselves that we aren't psychopaths.
Behold, the pot of God. Oh, okay, behold God's new item, the barrel. It worked pretty well.
The dungeons mode is mostly where I spent the majority of my time in this new update, probably because there is a fatal flaw with the breakable objects. That flaw is that you cannot spawn them at all, and so the only way to get the most enjoyment out of them is to just go for a dungeon game mode.
Why have a sword when you can have a chair? This is just crazy. I wouldn't do it. I have a stool.
Which isn't too bad now because the dungeons are massive. There's a bunch of new areas to explore in it and it's absolutely fantastic. I love it. But even then, with all of the new stuff that they've just dumped onto everyone's face, I still have a growing worry about how these breakable objects are going to go. At least for me anyway, because I've only got my experience to speak from.
Yeah, I would like a bowl of soup, please. No, not that. That's not what I wanted.
I've been finding myself going into dungeons a lot more without any weapons at all, mainly because these things are the new greatest weapon. It also kind of feels like they do a lot more damage out of completely nowhere, but that in a way adds to my point, insofar as you don't really need weapons for the dungeon mode anymore, on the hardest difficulty or the easiest difficulty.
Breakables are just so overpowered. This is crazy. The only weapon I had was this. And I don't even need this anymore.
I think that problem is deeply rooted in the amount of objects that they spawn in the dungeons mode, because there are just areas where there'll be piles and piles of boxes, and that's all you need. I mean, come on, what's going to be more effective at clearing out these enemies? A sword?
You don't want this fight, trust me. What? I do not understand how things work.
Or a table?
I'm sorry I had to come to this. Oh, whoops. What happened there?
Now imagine that table had a very high spawn rate, and in almost every room you went in, there was almost guaranteed to have a table in there. The table example works like a lot of the other examples of different objects you can get in the game, like barrels for instance.
There's so much stuff you can do with these items now. They can even be used as a stealth weapon. It's incredible. The possibilities are endless. Wait. Sorry, what was that? You have 0 credit score? Really?
They're just so insanely overpowered, and they spawn so frequently, that there is just no need for swords anymore. At least in the dungeons mode, I feel. Does this take away the fun of using these things? Absolutely not. I don't think I've ever had as much enjoyment in this game as launching a barrel from one room to this guy's face. It just works so smoothly, and I have no idea how they managed to do it. I feel as if there is a lot more possibilities for the modding community as well, especially because there's an in-game modding menu now.
Grab the hip. Okay, so they've grabbed the groin? What? Some people have way too much time on their hands.
But just think of things like the ability to imbue objects with spells. Or better yet, use the code that allows the barrels and all of the breakable objects to be breakable, and somehow apply that to the enemies in the game. I'm not even sure if it is possible to do, but that would be so incredible to see.
There is no way you just died to that. What? It touched you.
Anyway, this is all that I've got for now. If you want to see the full update and everything it has to offer, I recommend going and checking out for yourself, because there is quite a lot to cover and I don't reckon I'll be able to get it all done in one video, so it's best if you just go into it and just mess around. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and view this video, and hopefully I will see you next time. Goodbye.
I have an idea. It's very difficult to, like, execute this. Uh-oh. That worked so nice. I love it. Oh, bye. What are you doing? What? A giant twig. Interesting. This is HMRC. Taxes, please. Taxes? No taxes, then... Did I just stab you with the stick? I'm not sure this is how sticks work. This is a very dangerous tool.